Sir, we are live on YouTube now. We can start, sir.
But then there are not any, there's no person there, isn't it? There's no, I mean, can we see how many people are, if anybody's there on YouTube?
Now it shows two are watching on YouTube, sir. And in Zoom, nobody joined. Maybe we will wait for some time and then we will start, sir.
That's fine. So,
yes.
hello and good evening. I can see that there is somebody called Manish who has joined. Manish, can you unmute yourself? Hello, can you hear me? Manish, I cannot hear you. Can you please say something so that we can check the audio connectivity and then we move forward, else you'll have to type something in the chat box. Murli, is there anybody else who's here? I'm trying to talk to Manish, but Manish is not able to respond. I don't know. I hope he's able to hear us.
Manish, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
He's unmuted himself.
Yeah, maybe some internet connectivity issue.
Okay, sir. Now, am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, you are audible. You are absolutely audible. Tell me, Manish. Yes.
The microphone that I was using is not supporting the device.
Okay, fair enough. So this is Sudhir Misra, and with me I have my colleague Professor Chirag Kothari, who are part of this course. So now you tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What are you doing? Why are you registered for this course? And what do you feel about it? And if you have any specific questions, please go ahead.
So actually, my research, I am currently pursuing my research program from Platinum Gwalior in the Department of Management Studies.
Which department? Which school? Which college?
In Department of Management Studies in IIT Gwalior.
IIT Gwalior?
Sir, IIT Gwalior.
Okay, IIT Gwalior. Achha, okay.
Yes, I completed my Masters in Construction Technology and Management. And my research area was MIT's Gwalior. Under the supervision of Professor Manoj Trivedi, sir. And my research area was activity overlapping mechanism using game theory. And at that time, I've considered the various construction management aspects. But soon after that, in 2018, after that, I have joined 2 years academic program. And then after the COVID, I have just gone far away from the construction management topic. And I have just involved in the teaching aspects. So again, just 2 years back.
What are the subjects that you teach?
Sir, RCC, strength of materials, and RCC, strength of material. But at that time, while teaching in the institutes, I was not able to get deeper into the various aspects of the construction management. So just to explore, and especially in the Hindi, and especially from you, that was.
अगर हिंदी का कोर्स है, अगर हिंदी में बात करें तो हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं, ये मतलब बिल्कुल
like that's not a thing, sir, but मीन्स आज के समय में अगर देखा जाए कि अगर आपको कंस्ट्रक्शन मैनेजमेंट को रियली किसी को समझाना है तो हिंदी के कुछ ऐसे चुनिंदा शब्दावली है जो आपसे बेहतर कोई और नहीं सिखा सकता था, तो इसीलिए इस प्रोग्राम में होना जरूरी भी था।
तो कौन से शब्द तुमने सीखे? अच्छा, लेट मी हियर सम।
कई सारे, मैं अभी वही लिख रहा था सर, कई सारे शब्द लिख भी रहा था।
कई सारे शब्द हैं इस तरीके के, जैसे
सर ऐसे प्रवर्तनीय समझौते जो सभी पक्षों की स्वतंत्र सहमति से वैध प्रतिफल और वैध उद्देश्य के लिए समझौता करने में सक्षम व्यक्तियों द्वारा किए गए हैं। सर एक्चुअली मैं हिंदी भी नहीं लिखना जानता था, एक्चुअली दैट वाज सम वीकनेस। सो आफ्टर दैट मींस बहुत सारी चीजें सीखने को मिल रही हैं, टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट्स तो नहीं, बट एज अ जाते हैं देन बहुत सी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो जानना जरूरी है।
अच्छा,
तो ये तो काफी अच्छा लगा बस कोर्स में, जैसे कई सारे ब्रॉड एस्पेक्ट्स जो सीखे, जो रियलिटी में जो पता होना चाहिए वो यहाँ पे आज के समय में सीखना।
तो तुम लोगों क्या कोर्स कौन सा होगा? तुम तो कह रहे हो तो मैनेजमेंट पे पढ़ाते हो, तुम आरसी डिजाइन वहां कहाँ पढ़ा रहे हो?
दैट वाज सर एमटेक। आफ्टर एमटेक आई हैव जॉइंड द इंस्टीट्यूट्स लाइक प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट्स फॉर द टीचिंग।
Now he's doing this.
In the masters we were teaching the construction cost management and various other subjects was there. So like that we have studied the subject in 2018. That was a time era of 2018, 5 years back. So after that we were in the teaching line, but it was left somewhere behind.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, तो अब कुछ सीखने को मिला, that's very good. तो are you appearing in the exam also?
Yes, sir. I've enrolled for the exam and I will appear for the exam.
I wish you all the best. चलिए, Abhinav has joined. Abhinav,
he has a question.
You have a question? Please go ahead.
Sir, one other thing is also there. I have joined 2 courses in the parallel. One is energy, economic resources and sustainability. And second one is construction management. So how to link the construction with the energy, resources, economics and sustainability with construction, so link both the courses together. So both the courses are going in a parallel way, and actually my research area is also in inducing sustainability in the construction management. So right now
inducing sustainability in construction management. Acha,
various sustainability goals to be induced in the construction management. So right now I'm working on this area.
Okay, fine. तो इस पे हम लोग कुछ चर्चा करते हैं अभी, रुकिए एक मिनट। अभिनव जी, आप हिंदी हिंदी तो आप समझते ही हैं, मतलब हिंदी का कोर्स है, तो अदरवाइज इन इंग्लिश आई वुड ऑलवेज आस्क कि आप हिंदी समझते हैं कि नहीं समझते हैं। Abhinav, can you unmute yourself and give a brief introduction? What are you, where are you coming from, and what did you learn from this course? So while Abhinav is trying to figure out his audio connectivity and microphone, Chirag, would you like to answer Manish's question on inducing sustainability in management, in construction management?
Yeah, I can start. So I think one aspect to look at it is हम लोग construction, right? We always say कि construction में, when we are saying construction management, we are in a way limiting ourselves to only the construction side. जब हम उसको बना रहे हैं, right? But then there is another aspect of operation and maintenance, which will take much longer time compared to construction. So whenever you say of sustainability, it's a good idea to think of whatever we do today, what could be the life cycle cost of it or life cycle impact of it on the environment. So that could be one aspect to think of. The other could be also on when we say demolition. So at the end, right? अगर project का end पे हम जा रहे हैं, at the end of the life cycle, there will be some aspect of construction and demolition. So that again could be linked to how can we use some better practices so that we do more energy efficient design. So that could be one aspect. Other thing which comes to my mind is more on any usage which is being which is a factor of what construction we are doing. So say if we do a brickwork, masonry construction versus a wooden construction. Now, what are the energy impacts of it? So there is a lot of research being done in that area. So that could be other way. Construction materials which we use, what is the impact of that on the overall operation and maintenance cost at a later date? I think Abhinav is here.
Abhinav, you've been able to sort out your problem.
Yes, sir.
आपकी हल हो गई, बताइए आप।
Yes, sir. सर मैंने सर बी सिविल इंजीनियरिंग करी है सर, आरजीपीवी भोपाल से सर। यस सर। अभी मैं आईआईटी मद्रास का एक कोर्स है सर, वो भी सर स्टार्ट किया हूँ सर, कंस्ट्रक्शन मैनेजमेंट सर, टेक्निकल मैनेजमेंट के बारे में सर, 6 मंथ का एक है। तो सर मैं इसमें थोड़ा सर कोड पे है सर, जो ऑनलाइन कोर्स है सर एक। जी सर। और मैं सर इसमें थोड़ा इंटरेस्टेड भी हूँ सर। मैंने अभी एमएस के लिए भी अप्लाई किया है सर,
एमएस के लिए अप्लाई किया कहीं बाहर विदेश में?
नहीं सर, आईआईटी मद्रास में ही सर अभी। सर उन लोगों ने, यस सर। तो थोड़ा सर इस पे मैं रिसर्च करना चाहता सर, बिम वगैरह जो इंडिया में सर अभी हो रहा है सर, ये 3D 4D आ रहा, तो सर इस बारे में सर थोड़ा मैं रिसर्च करना चाहता हूँ कि सस्टेनेबिलिटी वगैरह सर अपन इंडिया में कैसे लाएं, बिम का अडॉप्शन सही से कैसे हो सर। यस सर। तो उसमें इंटरेस्टेड हूँ। यस सर।
कर क्या रहे हो? बीटेक तुमने कर लिया, अभी क्या कर रहे हो?
यस सर। सर अभी मैंने सर गेट एग्जाम दिया था, तो सर गेट के थ्रू सर मैं एडमिशन ले रहा हूँ, और सर थोड़ा गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स की भी तैयारी कर रहा हूँ सर। यस सर। यस सर।
चिराग जी, कुछ आप कुछ प्रकाश डालें इनकी समस्या के ऊपर, ये जो कह रहे हैं क्या कि वो बिम का एप्लीकेशन कैसे होगा और हिंदुस्तान में कैसे सस्टेनेबिलिटी हो।
यस सर।
So BIM is an interesting subject. कि BIM as a technology, as a method, as a process is widely accepted now. There is a lot of benefit to using BIM. लेकिन within Indian context, what we need to understand is there will be a lot of challenges when it comes to transparency, right? कि end of the day, BIM is nothing but information management system. कि there is an information which needs to be managed, and it should be transferred from, say, a designer, and it should go to the last stage of the operator or the user who is using it. So what transparency, how do you ensure it, and also what type of data do you really collect? That will be a very interesting piece in Indian context. That how much data should we collect? What is the cost of collecting that data? Is it worth doing that? And then do we have enough trained people to use BIM effectively for both design as well as construction? So डिजाइन में फिर भी थोड़ा सा इजी है, बिकॉज देर आर आर्किटेक्ट्स और देर आर मोर educated people who are involved in that aspect, right? So they can still use BIM, but using BIM on construction can be a bit more difficult challenge because you have to deal with all kind of people who have to use BIM. So it's a difficult thing, but then a lot of organizations are pushing for it. So you will see there are some airports like Bangalore Airport, DMRC, Delhi Metro. Yes. They have started using BIM now. So we'll see that awareness will come, and then people will start learning it. So do you want to add something?
No, nothing in particular. So it's just that at the end of it, BIM is just a system. It's just a tool. So it's as good as उसके जो results हैं वो उस पर निर्भर करेंगे कि उसमें किस तरीके का इनपुट आपको दिया जा रहा है. अगर उसमें false input दे देंगे, कोई किसी भी स्टेक होल्डर द्वारा false input दे दिया जाएगा, तो the results will become undependable, nonsensical, whichever way. It depends on a lot of things. तो ये है उसका सबसे बड़ा चक्कर, चाहे वो सस्टेनेबिलिटी के लिए हो, चाहे वो मेंटेनेंस के लिए हो, चाहे वो कंस्ट्रक्ट प्रोग्रेस के लिए हो, किसी भी चीज के लिए, है ना. तो ये ध्यान रखने वाली बात है
सर. अभी सर एक सर ESG करके भी सर एक डोमेन सर आ रहा है सर, एनवायरमेंट सस्टेनेबिलिटी का सर इसमें भी अगर कैसे कैरियर बनाए सिविल इंजीनियर सर, इस बारे में भी सर थोड़ा बताते हैं.
बताइए कैरियर कैसे बनेगा. वही सब, ये बड़ा विचित्र मामला है, क्योंकि ये जो एनवायरमेंट सस्टेनेबिलिटी, क्लाइमेट चेंज, इस तरीके की जो बातें हो रही हैं
जी सर,
ये हर व्यक्ति कर रहा है. जैसे पीपल विद डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड्स, डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स, एवरीबॉडी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम साइंस साइड, दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम एनवायरमेंटल इंजीनियरिंग साइड. और कंस्ट्रक्शन वालों का इसमें सबसे बड़ा एक रोल ये है कि कंस्ट्रक्शन इज सपोज्ड टू बी वन ऑफ द मेजर इंडस्ट्रीज व्हिच कंट्रीब्यूट्स टू कार्बन फुटप्रिंट एंड सो ऑन. ठीक है.
yes,
अच्छा, ये तो एक तो कंस्ट्रक्शन पार्ट है. जैसा कि पूछा पिछली बार अभी चर्चा हो रही थी कि कंस्ट्रक्शन इज नॉट द ओनली phase as far as we are concerned. There is also the operation maintenance phase. तो वो construction किस चीज का होता है? Construction किसी infrastructure का होता है. That's what we have been talking about, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So now when we talk of that infrastructure level construction, operation maintenance, then there is an engineering aspect to it, and then there is a non-engineering aspect to it. अब उसमें कहो कि भाई लोगों के ऊपर जो impact पड़ता है, जो overall on environment, sustainability, economics, whatever it is, right? वो कहते हैं कि सड़क बनाने का जो impact है, that will be felt over a long period of time. उसके डायरेक्ट कॉस्ट है, इनडायरेक्ट कॉस्ट है, डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट्स है, इनडायरेक्ट बेनिफिट्स हैं, टैंजिबल है, इनटैंजिबल है, हर तरीके की बातें. So that is the kind of comprehensive picture that somebody needs to keep in mind, right? तो उसमें कैरियर बनाने के लिए सिविल इंजीनियर्स कैरियर कैसे बनाएंगे? That's a very interesting question. इंडिया में किस तरीके से हम लोग अपनी थॉट प्रोसेस बदलेंगे उस बात को लेकर के? बिकॉज इंडिया में there is a lot of भाई ओल्ड सिस्टम है ना, कि पहले क्या था कि मेजर कंस्ट्रक्शन वाज ऑल इन गवर्नमेंट हैंड्स, कि चाहे रेलवे हो, चाहे सीपीडब्ल्यूडी हो, चाहे वो डिपार्टमेंट रोड, ये सब गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में थी. तो गवर्नमेंट ऑपरेटेड इन अ सर्टेन वे कि हाँ ठीक है ये हो गया, एंड वी डिड नॉट कलेक्ट द काइंड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन और डेटा विच वुड गिव अस द राइट काइंड ऑफ और एटलीस्ट सम हैंडल ऑन ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ एस्पेक्ट्स. अब धीरे धीरे वो चीजें टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ, टेक्नोलॉजी has helped also. It has been, data collection has become easier, data storage has become easier, एनालिसिस के लिए बहुत सारे टूल्स उपलब्ध हो गए. तो इन सब के चलते थिंग्स आर बिकमिंग मोर सेंट्रल इन दैट सेंस. लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम दैट सेंट्रलिटी हैज लेड टू कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. डेटा बहुत सारा है, लेकिन उसका करें क्या फिर? उसके लिए यू नीड ट्रेनिंग. यू शुड नो कि जो डेटा है उसको हम कैसे हैंडल करेंगे, उसको किस तरीके से इंटरप्रेट करेंगे, उसकी लिमिटेशंस क्या है उसको समझेंगे, है ना? तो धीरे धीरे सोच इंडिया में आएगी ही. ये तो बिल्कुल
करियर वाइज एक और जो डायरेक्शन हो सकता है, राइट, दैट कुड बी अलोंग दैट ऑल दीज, जैसे वर्ल्ड बैंक है, एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक और एनी लेंडर्स, राइट, for them now it is more or less a requirement that we should align with either ESG goals या sustainable development goals, right? So as civil engineers अगर हम उस aspect को समझ सकें, and then if we can be the mechanisms for people who are reporting it, talking about it or championing it, so there is value. So that मान लीजिए कोई consultancy company, right, who helps the government in preparing a DPR, जो detailed project report बनता है, right? So now they will need people who can do this assessment, that what would be the socio-economic impact of a project, उसके negative impacts क्या होंगे, positive impacts क्या होंगे. So there is both engineering side of it, which is important, but then is also the socio-economic consideration. So I think that could be an interesting area, because not a lot of people have that kind of expertise right now, that whatever intervention we make, उसका cascading effects क्या हैं on environment, on people, on technology. So that could be a good skill to learn, and then some of these consultancy companies or some of these world banks who are lenders might find you suitable. So that could be a career direction.
Yes, sir. सर इसके रिगार्डिंग सर कोई कोर्स वगैरह सर आप बताएंगे, मतलब जो अभी रेलेवेंट है सर ESG डोमेन में?
I have no clue. अब मैं कुछ कह नहीं सकता हूँ इसके बारे में. See, the point is कि इन डोमेन्स में जैसे कि NPTEL में कुछ कोर्सेज होंगे sustainability के from the point side of environment possibly. That's what I guess, है ना?
Yes, sir.
कहना. अब उसके बाद then it's the market, like World Bank and consultants, let's say, वो लोग इन कोर्सेज को कितना महत्व देते हैं वो उनकी ऊपर है. लेकिन I think these are good skill sets to have as you try to prepare for a job, है ना?
जी सर.
और एक चीज आप सर्च कर सकते हो अराउंड अर्बन सिस्टम्स इंजीनियरिंग या फिर सिस्टम डायनामिक्स. So it will give you an understanding what I'm saying, right? So these could be keywords. I'm not sure courses क्या हैं, but just look for these words and it will give you some idea of how we can maybe address some of these problems.
Yes, sir.
So Abhinav,
thank you, sir.
Is also here.
Yeah, Sujit Kumar has joined on the Zoom link. Sujit, can you come in and talk a little bit about yourself, what you're doing, and what is your interest in the course? इस कोर्स में आपने क्या सीखा, क्या नहीं सीखा? Incidentally, I was told by the office just now that there are about 15, 16 people on the YouTube who are engaged with us right now. So if they have a question, they can write something on the chat box, I guess. और वो हम लोग उसको यहाँ पर पढ़ करके उसका उत्तर देने की कोशिश करेंगे, उस पर चर्चा कर सकते हैं. और I was also told कि
सर
बताओ.
सर राइट नाउ अभी के समय में सर एज यू कैन सी दैट वी आर सीइंग दैट ऑल द कंस्ट्रक्शन major construction works are handed over to the private companies. And government is just like a regulator, as you have discussed it. Now government is just acting as a regulator. So how far it is good or how far it has negative aspects? Means giving.
तुम कर क्या रहे हो ये बताओ. You just tell me your background first. Are you a student or you've been working for some time? Manish, was it Manish?
Yes, sir. I am research scholar, sir.
Oh, no, that's fine. There are 4 domains in civil engineering. The links are given below. So, kuch, construction materials technology. These are the kind of structures. That's a different thing altogether. So, see, Manish, as far as this government business is concerned, it's a difficult question in the sense that in the good old days, the government thought that, and possibly rightly so, the government only the government had the kind of resources to invest in infrastructure. But over a period of time, the government also realized कि भाई देखो हमारे बस का नहीं है infrastructure development करना, because it became so big and the needs and the demands were so high कि वो government नहीं कर पा रही थी. तो उन्होंने कहा ठीक है, let's get the private people involved. And as far as the construction process itself is concerned, I don't think it was in the government hands for a lot of times. Government में the construction side of it was always more or less बड़े contractors थे जो कि government नहीं थे, चाहे वो कोई भी company रही हो, है ना. तो design government खुद करती थी, थोड़ा बहुत अपने आप करती थी. But then as more challenging things came in, the government realized that it is becoming more and more difficult for the government to keep track of that kind of development. So अब वो right है कि wrong है, that is very difficult to say. But that is the way we are headed. तो वो तो एक लगभग given conclusion है, and that is true not only in India but probably the world over. That the government says कि ठीक है आप लोग अपना काम हमने आपको facilitate करेंगे infrastructure building में, and people who are benefiting from it will pay. Some payment will probably come from people who are not directly benefiting from it. That will be the government contribution and so on. So it's very difficult to say if it is right or wrong. That's something which you can probably research about and come up with conclusions. Okay. But that is something which is going to happen, which has happened all over the place. I mean, it's like not only in India. In fact, one of the examples that I could tell you was the railways. The railways have not been privatized in India yet. I mean, they are still under direct control of the government, right? In the whole department. Defense is, of course, one of the other things which is purely under government. Defense will never probably get.
DFCCIL is under the public. DFCCIL is.
So that's what parts of railways are being. उसका जहाँ पे बिल्कुल क्लियर होता है ना कि ये चीज वो कंपनी में जब क्लियर होता है कि ये चीज करनी है, because companies have look at a profit part of it very clearly. उसमें कोई negative नहीं हो, कोई non-profit नहीं हो सकता. Government is a huge non-profit organization. Government ये कह सकती है कि हाँ साहब हमने पैसा लगा दिया social good के लिए, और उसका intangible benefits से a lot of things will happen. Therefore, we have invested in this highway, we have invested in this dam, है ना. तो इस तरीके से ये इसका वो गेम है. तो Sujit, you've joined in. So can you guys unmute yourself and say something if you want to? Murli, there's nothing on the chat box from the people, from our viewers on YouTube.
Yes, so far no posts, sir. And number of participants who are watching on YouTube has gone down, sir, to 8 or 9, sir.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, sir. Sujit, please unmute yourself. If you have any queries, please ask with our instructors.
And those of you who are here, please note that I'm sure you already know that the exam is on 21st of this month, which is, today we are on 9th, so it's about what? One and a half weeks from now. So I wish you all the best for the exam if you are appearing in the exam. It's going to be close to 4:30. So I think, can we close at about 4:30, 35 if there are no comments or questions from the people who are with us today?
Definitely, sir. We will wait for another 5 minutes. If there are no queries, then we will close the session, sir.
We'll close the session, yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, in the quality control cost, the prevention and appraisal are there, sir. How far we can increase that? What are the various measures by can increase the prevention and appraisals in the quality control, so that we can have a good quality of construction? What type of prevention and appraisal techniques we can adopt?
See, the techniques will vary on the type of construction that you're talking about, है ना? तो अगर आप कंक्रीट का कर रहे हैं, स्टील का कर रहे हैं, अगर आप रेलवे लाइन बिछा रहे हैं, right? So then all these things have different quality control parameters which are involved. Flatness, roughness, characteristic strength, whatever it is, isn't it? So that is the way it is. So it's very difficult to lay down one particular parameter कि ये आप ठीक कर दीजिए, वो आप ठीक कर दीजिए. So we have to have that view कि हमारे यहाँ किस वक्त किस पैरामीटर को ठीक करने की आवश्यकता है, उसके लिए क्या एग्जिस्टिंग मापदंड है, व्हाट आर द एग्जिस्टिंग रेगुलेशंस, रिक्वायरमेंट्स, स्पेसिफिकेशंस, व्हाटएवर इट इज, राइट? तो that's all I can tell you. I mean, like वो आपको उसके बारे में जागरूकता होनी चाहिए, पता होना चाहिए कि हाँ हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है, क्या हो सकता है, दुनिया में कैसे होता है. So I mean, what are the other countries doing about a certain project? Because very likely कि the kind of problems that we are dealing with, जो समस्याओं से हम जूझ रहे हैं, उस तरीके से कोई ना कोई ऑलरेडी जूझ चुका है या जूझ रहा है एक समय पे, राइट? तो हाई स्पीड रेल हम बना रहे हैं अब. हाई स्पीड रेल जापान में 50 साल पहले बन चुकी थी, चाइना में 30 साल 35 साल से वो उस पर काम कर रहे हैं. तो उन लोगों ने जो जिस तरीके के क्वालिटी कंट्रोल मेजर्स लिए और वो क्यों लेने पड़े, है ना, तो उसके बारे में अवेयरनेस, नॉलेज, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ये सब हमको होनी चाहिए. तो ये उसका एक बहुत ही ब्रॉड आंसर है कि उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना इज इक्वल टू योर quality control plan, isn't it? So let me see what are there are some questions. I don't know if it answers that question directly or not, लेकिन मैं कुछ क्वेश्चन देखना चाहता हूँ जो लोगों ने YouTube से पोस्ट किए हैं. फॉक्स ग्लोबल करके कोई है यूजर, उसने कहा है कि कंस्ट्रक्शन फॉर द मासेस लाइक हाउसिंग स्कीम्स इज बीइंग स्ट्रेस्ड अपॉन. व्हाट अबाउट कंस्ट्रक्शन फॉर द एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर, एनी प्रायोरिटीज फॉर योर अप्रूवल? ये मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ कि कंस्ट्रक्शन फॉर द एग्रीकल्चर अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन आर वी टॉकिंग अबाउट? हम हाउसिंग सेक्टर की तो बात समझ सकते हैं कि यस, हाउसिंग सेक्टर में मासेस के लिए कंस्ट्रक्शन होता है, and it's housing construction. Housing construction can be in different technologies, local technologies में बहुत महत्व उस पर स्ट्रेस दिया जाता है कि there is no point in constructing the same type of house all over the country. जहाँ पे जो हाउस सूटेबल हो, उपयुक्त हो, वहाँ पे वो हाउस बनाया जाना चाहिए, है ना. तो ये अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में एग्रीकल्चर, आई एम नॉट वेरी क्लियर. थोड़ा सा आप उसके बारे में और थोड़ा स्पष्ट कर लिखिए उसको, ट्राई टू क्लैरिफाई दैट अ लिटिल बिट, देन आई विल ट्राई टू डिस्कस इट. Let me see what Surya Murthy says. Surya Murthy says project engineer is good role, and how can one find growth and what one should keep learning? I am from mechanical. Please help me by career guidance. Chirag, you want to answer this question?
I'll try. So, I think when you say project engineer, right? I mean, I'm not sure of what experience you have, but one key thing is you should have some level of field experience, because for doing any project engineering or project management, one should definitely have a very good idea of what is being done, what is the technical side of it. as far as courses are concerned, if you are interested in project management roles, you can look for certifications. For example, PMI has a certification on project. I mean, they have a project management institute which does some kind of certifications. There are some master's level courses across IITs and NITs where they teach project management skills. We teach construction project management skills. So these are some of the areas where you can learn about project management, because one side of it is engineering, but then there is also aspects of finance. How do you arrange money for doing that project? The contract management piece around it, safety, quality. So the way this course was designed, right, that we touch different aspects of it. So as a project engineer, you are expected to have some understanding of different angles, but then technical thing is also important. So if you have a couple of years or 2-3 years of experience, then it's a good idea to learn some of these management skills and get into roles of project management. I hope I have answered your question. Do you want to add something?
No, that's fine. And that's perfectly.
So from Fox Global is saying, I meant about animal sheds for small farmers. I think it's a very small, different type of construction.
Yes. So yeah, I understand. I mean, I must say, I don't know, Fox Global does not look like a person's name. It's more of a entity or whatever it is. So I would have said, as far as animal sheds are concerned, I must confess that I don't have any expertise as such in construction of animal sheds. कि गौशाला कैसे बननी चाहिए, गौशाला के क्या, what are the kind of parameters that are involved. So in fact, that shows the kind of diversity in this whole business of construction. और इसके लिए you obviously need experts who will be able to tell you, अच्छा ठीक है, if you want to make animal shed, these are the performance parameters, कि हम उसको कैसे evaluate करेंगे उसके construction को, है ना? So how for evaluating a house, you have well-defined parameters, कि this is how we'll evaluate the quality of construction. See, there are two things. Another thing which I thought I'll mention to you is the functionality. कि घर का construction technically कि उसमें अच्छी concrete लगी, अच्छा brickwork हुआ, अच्छा flooring हुई, अच्छे tiles लगे, that's one part of it. Functionality is a slightly different concept. कि भाई ठीक है, अगर आपका घर है तो it should have energy efficiency, it should have ease of access, it should have the right kind of layout as far as the kitchen is concerned, as far as your bathrooms are concerned, right? तो functional aspects हैं जो कि बहुत जरूरी हैं. तो उन functionalities को लेकर के फिर design होता है. So when it comes to quality control, you also need to address issues related to functionality. और इसीलिए quality control is not only a matter of construction phase, it's also a matter of design. कि अगर खराब तरीके से डिजाइन की गई है कोई चीज तो ऑब्वियसली वो खराब तरीके से ही बनेगी, उसका और कोई तरीका और कोई उसका उपाय नहीं है. So that is something which you need to. It's a consulting company. Okay, so animal sheds. Going back to your animal shed problem, you will have to go to an expert who deals with animal sheds and figure out what are the requirements of an animal shed. Okay, and I would suspect that it will depend on the kind of animals that you're dealing with. But that's there was an internet connectivity issue. I think we lost connectivity briefly. So we are back on in business now. So I think we've lost the three guys who were here with us. Murli, you're there?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
We lost the three guys who were with us. I mean, Sujit,
right, sir.
Manish, and that Abhinav. These three.
Right, sir.
I think it is both. Is there any other question on the YouTube chat?
No, sir. I'm just waiting, like asking them if there are no queries, then we will end the session soon, likewise, so that they will post the questions as soon as possible.
Okay. Yeah. We'll wait for a couple of minutes.
We'll wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll close.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Neeraj ji, can you please tell your background first before you before we answer the question?
He's on YouTube.
No, he'll have to type it a little bit. He'll have to type a little bit and explain to us where he's coming from. The question basically says how to handle the corruption side in the construction project, mostly in government projects. I mean, I don't want to comment on it, obviously, because it's a very, I mean, it's not only a very complex field, but it's also a field which is very difficult to address from an academic standpoint. Okay. And corruption has very many dimensions, right? I mean, including the right kind of design. We often talk of only the money part of it. It's also the kind of the design that we do, the kind of time that we spend on different aspects. That's all. Anything which is not being done as it should be done will count as corruption in one form, right? So it's a very difficult thing to handle. Neeraj, I don't think I'll be able to answer this question, or there is any point really discussing this question in an academic forum such as this. And then you say mostly in government projects. I mean, I don't know whether we should get into government projects or single out government projects in this case or not. That's the last question. I'm sorry, I don't think we'll be able to discuss this question at this point in this forum. So I think, Murli, can we close the discussion? What do you say? I'm a site engineer in a private job in Uttarakhand, but I listen from the other side engineers about it. Yes, so I mean, I don't want to go beyond what I already said. Good to hear from you, Neeraj.
I'll just add is one thing we can be positive of is that with technology, building information modeling and other requirements coming, hopefully there will be more transparency. That could be one aspect that with more and more technology, if there is a push from the owners, we might see some level of corruption going on. But again, then as Professor Misra said, it's a very complicated topic to even address, but let's be hopeful that technology, so hopefully things will get better. There's no student on Zoom already.
So Murli, can we close the discussion?
Yes, sir. We can close, sir. I'll just stop the YouTube streaming and get back, sir.
Yep. I think we do that, then we'll close.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you, all of you. Those of you watching us on YouTube, thank you for the time. We look forward to seeing you at another point in time. Wish you the best for the exam if you're registered, which is supposed to be on 21st of this month. Chalo, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I will end the stream now, sir.